All right, boys and girls, let's look at some more reading and writing tips. I know many of you have been reading a lot. I can see it from Raz Kids, and I've heard from some of you. Some of you have sent me your writing, some of the stories that you've been working on. So let's look at some things that we can do to become better readers. And remember, if we're better readers, we're also going to be better writers. So we want to try to understand the author's precise words. Not sometimes, most times, good authors don't like to use boring words. They might use words like muttered or elbowed or lemon yellow. We don't want to say, the angry boy said. That's okay, but how about the angry boy shouted? Or the angry boy screamed? Or the angry boy grumbled that his homework was too hard? These words help make our writing better and it's more interesting for the reader. So, as authors, we want to keep our reader interested. We want them to like the words that we're using. A great way to understand this is by looking at a simple sentence like this. She wore a sweater. Oh, that's a boring sentence. It's correct, but it's not really very exciting. So maybe we might do this. Ooh, she wore a yellow sweater. Well, that's giving me a better idea of what's happening. This is like in the last slideshow, we talked about using detail. Now, how about this? She wore a canary yellow sweater. So now it's telling us what kind of yellow it was. And in my mind, I have this bright image. It's so much more exciting than a sweater. Here's another one. He was eating an ice pop. Okay, that's fine. Not very exciting, unless you're in the mood for an ice pop. But how about this? He was eating a blue ice pop. Or he was eating a sky blue ice pop. And we don't just have to talk about colors, we can talk about feelings. He was eating a refreshing sky blue ice pop. Oh, yeah, now I have a much better image of what's happening. Here's how I learned this lesson. This is one of my older guitars. It's also one of my favorites. Now, it doesn't have any strings on it in the picture because I'm fixing it. Now, the guitar, it's a little difficult to talk about its color, but I remember somebody said, "This is a guitar." What a boring thing to say. This is not just any guitar. And somebody might have said, "This is an orange guitar." But the music store that sold it and the company that made it described it differently. They said, "This is a five-alarm red guitar." So now that creates an image of it being hot and possibly exciting. So descriptions are very important ways of getting people interested. I probably would not have gone to the music store when I was 16 if someone had said, "Oh, they have a guitar there." I probably would not have gone if someone had said they had an orange guitar. But when my friends said, "Oh, they have a cool five-alarm red guitar," in my mind, I was really excited. Okay. Another thing we want to do is think about the extraordinary language. Now, we've talked about this before, the special language, the figurative language. It says here, we felt like two leaves in a storm. And we have to ask, well, what does that mean? What does it really mean? It means the boys felt scared. Okay. So if I have a sentence like this, she did well in math today. Well, that's a good sentence. It's not very exciting, it's not very special, but it's correct. But how about this? She was on fire in math today. She was on fire. Does that mean that she was burning? No. It just meant she was doing a really good job. We use things that are hot to talk about excitement or doing very well in something. Of course, sometimes we use it just to talk about being hot. Remember our example from class? She was sizzling like a hot potato. Good. So let's take a look at this one. The boy was like a lightning bolt when he got off the bus. Hmm. What do you think that means? Well, lightning bolts move very quickly. So maybe the boy was really eager to get off the bus. Maybe somebody was waiting for him outside the bus and he really wanted to see her or see him. Okay? So instead of saying the boy got off the bus quickly or the boy ran when he got off the bus, we can look for extraordinary language. Writers do it all the time, and you can do it as well. Okay, and there's a little lightning bolt for you. Boys and girls, keep reading. Look for the special ways that writers write things. In the Mercy Watson books, in the Magic Treehouse books, and in so many others that we've read, authors usually find a special way of saying something. They use some extraordinary language. So see if you can do it as well when you write. Okay, see you later. The end.